show me this ink you got, man. I want to see this.
Oh, my tattoo? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, let me see.
What is that? Walk me through what this is.
What is my tattoo?
Yeah.
This is called...
Hold it out so the middle camera can see, and then just give
what this is. This is called the midlife crisis, Steve. 40 years old.
Context: I have no tattoos, but you only had one before this, right? You had the one on the inside,
this little dinky one right here.
But you know how hard it hurts on the wrist.
Yeah,
and you decided to do this anyway.
Oh, dude, this right here, fucking, oh man, it was bad.
Yeah. So what do you have? Like what? It's it looks like it's a ship.
Yeah. So basically, it's a ship just going through rough waters. Right. There's a lot of like, I mean, there's the Navy aspect of it, right?
Yeah.
I wanted something nautical, right?
Okay.
But then also like there's the symbology of just life, right? Because I'm going to add to this, right?
Okay.
And basically what I want to do is I want to have a broken lighthouse.
Okay.
Right. That it's, you know, because I don't know, it's sort of like a lighthouse is a
lighthouse is a what?
It's like a symbol of where you're supposed to be going, I guess, or like a
It's the beacon.
It's the beacon, dude. Yeah.
Which
I mean, yeah, but as far as like in my life right now, I've had a lot of fucking false lighthouses. You know what I'm saying? So in this moment in time right now, like that's what I want to get, just as far as this ship sailing away from those or whatever. And so it's, you know, it's a little deep, right? And then whenever I'm through this period of my life, it'll just be like, oh no, it's just a nautical scene.
You're not gonna tattoo over it, get it removed.
No, it'll be the same tattoo. It just won't have this much meaning.
Well. Snip, snap. Take it off, put it on. Dude, what kind of pain are you going through? I mean, this looks. First of all, a tattoo. You are putting yourself through an immense amount of pain to do it. Again, I don't have any tattoos. I have no concept of it. Not an immense amount of pain. I hear people shed tears.
Yeah.
Getting tattoos. Like it hurts that bad.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, like pain is just, you know, it's all your tolerance and shit like that. Like I tore my Achilles and people say that shit fucking hurts or whatever. But when I actually did it, I was just like,
yeah,
I was sitting there fucking on the ground, couldn't move, but I was like, this doesn't even hurt.
Like, I don't know. Anyway. That's adrenaline though. If you were doing like you're sprinting or something, and you don't feel it in the moment.
That's what sucked.
The next day, I'm sure it hurt.
Well, no, it was like a bad ankle sprain or something. But anyway, back to the tattoo though. As far as like right now, there's no pain, right? Getting it, you know, up here, there was only certain spots that fucking hurt, dude, and that was the wrist, like, because that was like, but it felt like you were earning it.
Okay, explain to me as someone who doesn't have any tattoos, what the allure is to get something permanently put onto your body. Okay, why does someone?
Well,
do that?
I mean, I can speak because you know, again, this is like I'm 40 years old. I finally just got this, right?
Yeah.
So I was you for the past fucking 40 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And honestly, there wasn't, but like. Now that I actually know what I want and stuff like that, because it's just like everything, like people that jump into relationships too soon, people that just do anything too early, right? You know, and then they have shitty tattoos. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like, okay, I never really had the allure. Like, I was in the Navy, dude, and like, you know, we'd go to port, we'd be on the beach, and I'd be the only motherfucker without any tattoos. But like, I never really saw it as like, because like everyone in the Navy's getting tattoos and stuff like that, and I never had that urge to do it.
But why do people in the Navy get tattoos?
I think it's like
pain, right?
It's like a tradition kind of thing.
Tradition. So they're
because I've sat in a lot of tattoo shops.
Everybody else does it. So they.
Well, I don't think it's just everyone else does it, whatever. But it's just, you know. I mean, that's probably a part of it, right? But
dude, when I was in the Army, everyone wanted a sleeve, a full sleeve. They had the full arm sleeve, and they would start doing a leg sleeve.
Yeah.
Everyone that I knew was doing it.
I know.
Not the officers. Yeah. Not the officers by and large. There were a couple. But it was the prior enlisted officers who already had like both sleeves. Like
I don't know. It's just the thing, dude. Like military guys get tattoos, I guess, and fucking. But like in like when I was in Virginia, dude, it was kind of. You know, it was a bit ridiculous. Yeah. Like every single, especially like, because like, you know, it's like everyone there has a fucking sleeve, dude.
Yeah.
And it sort of just looked like there was nothing unique about it. You know what I mean? Like,
it's like part of the uniform. Okay, so the largest communities of people that get tattoos is prisoners behind bars and people in the military. Yeah. Is that right? I mean, I'm making that up. Is that a true statement?
I think that is true. Gangbangers.
Yeah, gangbang. Okay, so it's interesting that a lot of people refer to the military as like you're basically doing time. Like you're kind of like you signed up and now, okay, I signed up for 4 years. I was sentenced to 4 years behind bars. It's kind of the same thing. And as you do your time, you inflict pain upon yourself, and you add a sleeve of
well, I mean, there is
pain.
also like symbology to some of the tattoos, like sparrows and stuff like that. That just means, and I don't know all of it, right? But basically, it's like you know, how many miles you've done out in fucking sea or some shit. And then like somebody, I had a buddy, he had like it was like a pig or something on his feet or whatever. It was some shit, right? But basically it was a whole thing. Like he's like, oh, that's because you know, back in the day, whenever a ship would sink, these things would float to the top. So like, you know what I mean? Like, but
I get like there are things, it's such a permanent thing. And so what someone signifies to themselves is worth like going permanent. Like I've seen people in the Army, you get a stripe for every year you've been deployed on your dress uniform. And I've seen people take that stripe and put it on their shoulder to go along with it. It's like I was out serving my country for this long, and I was out in battle, and they want to like commemorate that somehow. I've also seen people do things like, hey, I'm a Green Beret, and get whatever the tattoo that goes along with their unit in Special Forces. And I'm sure maybe SEALs and stuff do that. I don't think anyone's getting like their Ranger tab, you know, put onto their shoulder, but I'm sure somebody's done it before, right? But it's something that people look at themselves and they say, this is going to be on me forever. Yeah. And I want people to know, or I want to remember it. Like, why do you go through a painful experience to permanently mark up your body on something to commemorate an achievement that's already on your dress uniform? Yeah. Like talking about the psychology of that person, because you didn't do that. You did this after the fact. You're a grown ass man, 40 years old, deciding I want to put something on my body, right? Wish to, like, but why would someone in the military do that?
Well, I mean, like, there's some people, they like to get tattoos at every port. You know what I mean? And really, it's just a fucking, it's just a personal thing. You know what I mean?
It's a thing to do.
Yeah,
it's like an expression of sorts.
Yeah. Why do we do anything, dude?
I don't know. I mean, I live a very vanilla life.
That's why you need to take psychedelics, dude. Just one time, visit the other dimension, dude. And
I'm not interested. And I said this for a long time. Under the care of a physician, I would do any drug. Okay. I want it to be a safe environment where there's someone who's there who knows how to bring me back, right? But I would do any drug. I'm talking PCP.
No. You always go to PCP.
I don't know any other drugs. See, nobody ever offered me any drugs when I was growing up.
I'm just talking about mushrooms, dude, or something like that, or whatever.
But you know what it would be like to go off on and just like, okay, somebody committed an egregious crime because they like, snorted bath salts or something. Don't you want to know what that feels like? I kind of want to know.
No, you want to know what that feels like to.
I do, but in a safe environment where I don't end up in prison.
I agree with you as far as that goes. I feel that. Especially because I was kind of an avid traveler, you know what I mean? Like, and what I mean is like I would take shrooms a lot. I'd go on a lot of trips, right?
So that type of trip.
Yeah. So
is that a thing? Do people say that? I've never heard that before.
I say it.
I'm an avid traveler. So sometimes they like to travel. I might like. What kind of travel are we talking about?
Oh, I got because I had my buddy Art. Fucking, well, I won't say his last name, whatever. But I used to say this dude was like a wizard because like. He would just come over and he was like Radagast, dude. He'd have like all these fucking different shrooms and stuff. But I'd tell him straight up, be like, yo, bro, I'm trying to go to the moon tonight. You know, or fucking, I want to talk to the aliens or whatever.
Yeah.
But I guess my point though was like, cause you're asking like, why do you do anything, right? Whenever you get into that kind of state of mind, right? Where you're fucking tripping and you're sort of just separating yourself from just day-to-day reality, right? You start seeing the ridiculousness of a lot of things we do. You start seeing the games we play, the rules that we live by. Yeah. Just even stuff like wearing pants, or you're like, what the fuck are we doing, dude? Like,
okay, so how did doing mushrooms inform how you think about tattoos?
I don't.
Is that why you got the tattoo? Because you're now enlightened?
No. I mean, the tattoo, I mean, there's a lot of different factors as to why I did this. I mean, I joke about it being a midlife crisis, but I mean, there is a little bit of that. Like, I kind of wanted to get a big piece or whatever done. Because, you know, before I didn't want to.
It's a big piece. I mean, it's your entire forearm.
It's a bigger piece. You know? There's a lot bigger ones out there, right? So
I guess, man.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it will be the entire arm, hopefully, but yeah.
Yeah, but let's get back. I want to think on the psychology of this. Like, why do we do anything? Because you asked that question. I want to know what your answer is. Like, why do we do anything?
Why do we do it?
Why did we get a tattoo? Why did we decide to quit our job? Like, why did we decide to join the military, to get out of the military? Like,
that's just life,
gets
dude.
You there?
You know, that's just life. And also, too, it's like, it's sort of like I've been watching a lot of fucking podcasts and shit and reading stuff about.
Hopefully,
like,
this podcast as well.
Yeah, of course, right? This
Loyal
is like I
subscriber.
watch this all the time, dude. I'm like half of our views, dude.
Let's go. Okay.
I love
baby,
watching
metrics.
myself and just laughing at my jokes and stuff. No, but what was I saying?
Well, we're talking about why do we do anything? You know, that's where you're heading.
Okay, yeah. So I was talking about like, you know, there's a, because like you think you have free will and stuff, but there's a lot of stuff out there saying that we don't have free will. And like I read this book called Blind Sight recently. It's a sci-fi book, and it was just kind of blew my mind. It's just about like consciousness, how like, you know, us being conscious and aware of like us. Is it really like, is it something that we need or whatever, or is it something like I don't know, man. It's I guess what I'm saying is, you know, like you're saying, why do we do it? Why do we do anything? Like there is no like unless you're religious and you believe there's things like afterlife and things like that, whatever. But you know, yeah, like it's sort of we're just living life, dude. While we're here, dude.
Do you think that people that get tattoos are making an emotional decision, for the most part, a brash decision? How would you qualify the average person getting a tattoo? And what triggered their mind?
I mean, there's some people that do it just to look cool. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, because there is a part of that. Like, I think it would look pretty cool if I had a sleeve. Right?
Yeah. What percentage of people is that get a sleeve and just decide, oh, it looks cool to get a tattoo sleeve?
I don't know, man. Like,
what would you guess though? 30%?
What I guess?
50%? Of all the people getting tattoos,
I feel that
who's doing it to be cool?
there's a little bit of that in everybody, you know, that gets one, right? You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't think tattoos are cool, personally.
Yeah, that's fine.
But it's just, I'm not saying it's not cool to somebody.
Yeah.
I don't see it. So I'm trying to understand like the psychology of someone that thinks like, oh, that's cool, right? And again, I'm surrounded by people in the military who have these tattoos, who are talking about spending their weekend at the tattoo parlor as if they're going to the barber shop.
But there is also like,
why would you do
like
that?
I was telling you about the symbology of everything, right? And this is me going a little deep on the fucking ship and everything, right? But basically, I mean, there is points of your life, right? Like I'm at a point in my life again where I had a lot happen, dude. Yeah. That last year, right? Like I got out of a very long-term relationship. I got, you know, my heart broken again, like that year or whatever. I lost my job. I lost my fucking house. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot happen, right? You know what I mean? So, you know, and I mean, I don't know if this is a little too deep or whatever, but basically it's just like, you know, I want to, you know, you just have things that happen to you. Yeah. Like when I was in that long-term relationship, living in my house or whatever and just living my life, the last thing in my mind was getting a tattoo. Yeah. You know, but then breaking free, I guess, from that situation, or not even breaking free, but just losing it or whatever, just no longer in that situation. When you're in a different spot in life, you know what I mean? Like you do different things, right? Like in me, one of them is getting a tattoo, sort of changing my identity.
But it's commemorating. I mean, you talk about it being that last year.
Yeah.
So a couple years ago, I went to
I'm a very sentimental guy too, though.
No, but I am too. I'm very sentimental. And people that aren't sentimental, I don't understand them. Yeah. Especially if they're not like tied to like, oh, like I lived in this house for 20 years and now we're leaving it. And like, you don't want to have like a glass of champagne before we go or something. Like just like, we had a lot of memories here. And just like, nope, see you next one. Like my wife is that way. She's more like on to the next thing. And I'm like, no, we had our first kid here. Like this is a big deal. I'm so sentimental. And she is too, but just not to the same extent that I am. But dude, I get so stuck on this. I went on a trip recently.
Like a real trip or no? I'm kidding.
Yeah, I haven't been on the mushroom trip yet. I'd love to. Under the care of a physician. Hasn't happened yet. All right, go ahead. But I'm talking to my sister. My sister just got a sleeve on her arm. And, you know, I'm kind of joking about it with her. And I'm just like, oh, that's a lot of ink. You know, like your whole arm is done. And it's like, you know, why'd you get that tattoo? And why do you think I don't have any tattoos? Like, what's the draw to this? And she goes, yeah, you haven't had a very painful life.
That's what she said?
She's like, the more tattoos somebody has, the more pain they've gone through.
Yeah, but,
do you agree with that?
No, one person I do know that I know she went through a lot of fucking shit. She's hella tatted up. Even her fucking palms, dude. You know what I mean? How much of it is about the pain they're putting themselves through to get it? And I think she actually liked and I don't get that part of it, right? But I understand there's people like that, right? That actually like the feeling of the pain and the needles.
That's crazy because I mean, getting your palms done.
Yeah,
all
dude,
these
that's
nerves
hardcore,
on here.
man.
You're getting a tattoo on your palms. Yeah. Like at some point, like you're a masochist, right? Is that the term for someone that enjoys pain?
Yeah,
That's
I guess.
inflicting pain on others. What is it when you enjoy pain?
I don't want to say she's a masochist,
yourself?
right? But But again, like sort of like because you're not there, right? Like you didn't live that person's life. You don't understand, right? Like your sister or whatever, she said that
she'd gone through some stuff.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, and I agree. Like
very
painful.
You have gone through things, right? Everyone's gone through things, right? I don't think, obviously it's all relative, right?
It is. Hey, somebody's worst day could be another person's dream
exactly
of what the reality could be, right? So pain is relative. And I love that thought process that, I don't know what you went through.
Yeah.
And if that turns into a tattoo on your arm that means something to you, good for you.
Yeah, exactly.
But you're doing it for you. For those doing it to be cool, they're kind of doing it for others, but I don't mind that. It's a form of expression. Like you wear the clothes you wear, you get the tattoos you want to get. That's all fine. But I am awestruck thinking about the people who are in pain who get a tattoo to commemorate the pain that they've went through. Because it makes me wonder, has my life just been good? Or am I just not commemorating pain the same way as others?
Yeah.
Or maybe I've had a good life.
I'm literally sitting here just going back to, I was like, Steve needs to go on a trip.
Imagine we did this podcast.
Explore these fucking thoughts, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
I've heard that mushrooms is way better than therapy. And I'm someone that would like to go to therapy.
Yeah.
It would be hard for me to do. Mushrooms probably very good.
That's what they say, like a fucking crazy trip, whatever, like that could be years of therapy in a couple hours. Right. And as far as that goes, that's what I would use it for, sort of.
Yeah.
Because there are, there's the visuals and stuff, which is cool, right?
But to be clear, you never used mushrooms until more recently, in the last like 3
Yeah,
4
I went
years.
on a whole like, it was like, and I wasn't doing it like habitually, but I went on quite a few trips like over like a year,
some
year and a
frequent
half.
flyer miles.
Yeah.
Out there.
And,
I love that term. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, so you started the mushrooms. Now you're tatting yourself up. So you're experiencing the pain differently. You're introspective about the pain differently because arguably your mindset has shifted from being enlightened with these mushrooms, and now you're expressing yourself differently than you ever have before. There's a thought process in psychology. It's newer where they're saying, hey, maybe therapy isn't good for people.
Yeah.
Maybe people who have more of a negative mindset or are in depression is because they're spending more time than the average person thinking about the bad things that have happened in their life and going through that pain over and over again. Then they go to therapy, they talk about it with somebody else, then they're thinking about it on the way home, and it's always in their mind. And say the difference between positive people and negative people might just be that positive people think about the pain less and they look towards the things that are positive in their life. What do you think about that?
I mean, that's it's kind of obvious, right? Like if you're just thinking about it over and over. I think there's definitely there's a value though, and you still think about it. You shouldn't be stuck in it, right? But the fact that you're looking at it, you know what I mean? That's not a bad thing, right? But there obviously there's like we talked about before, like there is overindulging in anything is bad, and even in that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
okay, let me pose this question to you.
Yeah.
Do you think depression is real?
Yes. What do you mean?
So?
What do you mean? What do you don't
what is
think
depression?
it is?
How would you define it?
Getting up and just being like hella sad and not having any sort of motivation to do anything, or you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean, I felt that before.
Yeah,
I felt it during COVID for the first time. I never, you know me, I'm well known as one of the more motivated people that are out there. That being said, COVID was rough for me because there was no light at the end of the tunnel. My business was not performing very well in the very beginning of it. I was really worried about it, and there was nothing I could do about it. So I was thinking about my problems, and it made me depressed because I had no way to go forward. I felt depressed in that moment.
Yeah.
Then I said, hey, for the first time in my life, I get it. Maybe this depression. I was someone who said, man, depression, that doesn't even exist.
Yeah.
But now, in the concept, or in thinking about these psychologists who are now saying things like, you're not depressed, you're just focusing on all of your problems. You're focusing on your pain. You're not looking for anything positive in your life. And arguably, all of us can zoom out and find things that are very positive in our lives.
I feel that like because I've thought about this, right? Where like somebody basically if you can't, some people can't help it. You can't help it, right? You know what I mean? Like you can't help if you're stuck, because it's like this. It's like because it's very easy to say, oh, just don't think about it, or or just get motivated or whatever. Like, but you can't jump in someone else's head, right, and experience the amount of sadness or lack of motivation or whatever they have, and then like even them, if they jumped into your head, right, they can say, oh my god, Steve's living like this. He's clear-headed, he's fucking like I have all this energy, like, and and I wish I had, you know what I mean, like, because we're all different, you know what I'm saying, like.
Okay, so here's something that I recognize sometimes, because I've gone through periods of turmoil in my life where I think things are not going how I want them to, and there's like the world's crashing down around me, and I'm the type of person, and maybe I choose this for myself, I'm the type of person that in the moments of turmoil and everything is going wrong, I tell myself, that was fucking built for this shit.
Yeah.
Built for this shit. Like, I can handle it. Couldn't handle it. And I tell myself that because in the Army, I learned that false motivation is better than no motivation at all.
Yeah.
Fake it. You don't feel like doing it, still be upbeat, I learned that from the Army, and it's been true, and it's played out well in my life.
Yeah.
So I will tell myself that I was built for this. Other people couldn't handle it as hard as I'm handling it right now, but I was built for it. That's false motivation.
Yeah.
And I don't know that it's kept me from getting to a point of depression, because eventually I get myself curled up on the couch. I've had multiple instances in the last year. I curl up on the couch. I don't know what to do next. I'm stuck. And I'm in a bout of depression. I snap out of it quicker than some people, because I don't like to focus on the negatives that much.
Yeah.
And there are people out there that would tell me I'm toxically positive. You ever heard that before?
Yeah, I have.
You have toxic positivity. I'm like, what is toxic positivity?
I feel like it's toxic.
How can it be toxic?
It's just like anything. Like if you're trying to push it on someone else, if that works for you, great, right? But don't sit here and act like that's going to work for everyone else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't Tony Robbins it and be like, here's how you break free. Tell yourself, I was built for this shit. You know?
But honestly, like I have a little bit of that in my, like, obviously, right? Like I talked about it like last year. There was a lot, and I can sit here and get fucking down on it. Or what I've chosen to kind of think is like, I can only go up from here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And, and I'm just, and honestly, like, as far as the story, if I'm looking at my life as like a story, it's kind of, okay, this is just a rough fucking couple chapters, right? Yeah. But I'm kind of excited for the kind of the comeback, right? You know what I mean? Like,
there's a great book called The Rational Optimist. You ever heard of it?
I haven't. Sorry.
it's phenomenal. And it talks about the transformation of technology and how fast things are accelerating. But the big premise of the book, if you really boil it down, is the further you zoom out of your own life and your own problems, the easier it is to be positive and rationally optimistic about the world that we're living in. And so they lay out this case for the homeless person that's living in Chicago in the cold of winter has more comforts than kings did 500 years ago, right? I mean, we get air conditioning. We have clean air in this country that we're breathing. We have fresh water and it's abundant. You don't have to work for it. How many hours do you have to work for an hour of daylight? Okay, that used to be a thing where you would ask yourself, the oil it takes for this lamp so I can read when the sun is not up, like that cost me 3 hours of labor in order to get that. That's abundant to everyone.
I guess
now,
that just
right?
shows you that material.
If you zoom out, life is very positive, very optimist.
Yeah. But what we're talking about, like material shit and everything. But at the end of the day, like, emotions are emotions. Like you being curled up on your couch and fucking depressed and shit, that's the same emotion that somebody curled up homeless. So you know what I mean? Yeah. It's not like their sadness is greater than yours or yours is great. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's all the same emotions. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And just thinking that you can have material things to escape, like it kind of just shows you that no, like at the end of the day, like all the material things, the stuff that you can get, whatever, or looking at like, oh, I'm living better than a king in the fucking Middle Ages, whatever. Yeah, like, that doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, here's my hot take on depression. I think depression comes from people that don't see a pathway forward. Yeah. Because the times that I felt depressed and I'm curled up on the couch, it's because I'm stuck and I can't grow from here. I don't know what to do to go to the next level.
I guess
or to get myself out of it. I'm stuck.
It's hope, like having hope, right?
Humans need growth. Yeah. And if you can't see a pathway to growth and you're stuck where you are and you don't like your circumstances, that's the recipe for depression, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's a real thing. And I think some people will take that depression and either in the midst of it, they will use that as an avenue to say, I'm going to ink myself up because I want to remember this moment. I want to remember this pain. I don't want to forget it.
Mm-hmm.
But how much of that tattoo is also you moving on from the stuff that had you depressed? Because now that you're showing yourself in this tattoo and you have the waters that are all choppy and the ship that's on there and it's got a lot of meanings to you, how much of it is you getting that tattoo to say, like, I'm moving past this, you know, this is pain. I'm going to remember it, but it's not going to be up here anymore. Now I have it here instead. Is that true?
No, yeah, that is true. And basically it's like we talk about commemorating it, I guess, or whatever. Because like I said in the beginning, right, it has this meaning right now, right? But when I'm past all this shit, right, it was just be like, oh, it's just a nautical scene. You know what I mean?
I wonder if that's how people think about
I'll remember tattoos. Like what it was, like, you know what I mean? Like, like, so.
I love it, man. Hey, that's our tattoo episode right there.
All right.
Okay. Let us know what you think. Why do people get tattoos?
All right.
Why do they keep them? And then why do people get rid of those tattoos? That's the next question for people to ask.